Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is a graduate of La Cueva High School, also a graduate of UCLA, and now a professional player in Germany, Bryce Alford. Bryce, what a career you've had. It's still going, but gosh, it's just taken off quickly, and it just seemed like a blink of an eye. You and I were in high school, and I was doing games for you.
Yeah, it's been a wild one already. Been 6 years now since I've been at La Cueva, 4 years at UCLA, and then 2 years professionally now in the NBA G League. So it's been a grind. It's been a long last couple of years, but I've loved every single minute of it.
And I have to say this from the bottom of my heart, it's great to see you back in Albuquerque. I mean, and one thing over your career, you've always, in your interviews and when you talked, you always said you were from Albuquerque. Mm-hmm. And it really means a lot to the people that are from Albuquerque, but it's just, I just want to say that just shows a lot of class and a lot of character from you.
Well, thank you. I've always loved it here. Like you said, I've always called this home. I started for 3 years at UCLA, and every single time I got announced, it said guard from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I take a lot of pride in that. But obviously, I wanted to come back here, and I'll be back here every summer. So,
well, let's kind of do a little Reader's Digest. Let's go back to your high school career. You know what? I'm gonna get a little goosebumps, and I'll get you fired up. I know you got a workout after ideal. Let's get you a little deal. Let's, so we're just gonna go right into the highlights of some of your 3-point shooting exhibitions for when you were at La Cueva High School. And here we go. And we're kind of getting the wake-up call, but I thought you'd be excited to see this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know it was fun for Robert Portnoy. It was before he became the voice of the Lobos and came on. And here we go.
Villarreal can't convert it now. Haywood against Alford. Good defense by Bryce. Rorick brings it out. Alford between the legs. What a lead! Oh my! Showtime! That was some kind of pass to Rorick for the easy lay-in. Alford set it up. 1-point edge for the Bears. Neither team's been up by more than 3. It's almost identical to our first game. Pull up for Alford. Yes, sirree. That's his first bomb. Alford starting to feel it in the second. He has 10 in this quarter alone. There it is, Haywood checking Alford. 1-on-1 right now. Bryce pulls up. Oh my!
You call that? You might as well just take over the game. I'm just amazed at what you're saying. We're seeing him do it on both ends of the court too.
Steve handicapped the second half for us. What does Volcano Vista need to do to get back into this game? Of course, slowing down that guy is a tough order. Bryce Alford with a leader and some harm. He's got 22. Coming in this half for La Cueva breather team. Step back, 3-ball, baseline beauty. Alford unconscious right now. Remember we talked right before the end of the second quarter, Steve, and as Alford pulls up, oh my goodness, contested by Haywood, right in his face. Alford with 38. 1.5 left in the third. Alford, oh my goodness, with a foot on the line. 39. I thought he was a beast on both ends, rebounding, and there is a turnaround, fall away, 18-footer with 2 feet coming down behind the line. How do you defend that? You got guys turning around to look for a rebound, Steve, and they're not looking at the basketball. Alford, and the dunk rattles in. Not the prettiest, but it counts just the same. He's in double figures with 10. Joaquin now has 7 in this quarter alone. Alford, step back 3 is off the heel. Got his own rebound. No look as he finds Calvin Allen for the lay-in. Oh my, are we having any fun yet? Wow. Alford, that's just too tough. There is no way to defend that shot.
Well, that's why he's going to be a great college player. You know, we talked about creating. He can not only do it from the threes and he can do it from the.
Alford's doing everything right now.
And he was celebrating before it all happened too, so I knew that he.
Look at this turn. Make it home. That's old school right there. Use the square. Alford with 32. McCour's first basket. They were down by 10 just a moment ago. Step back 3 for Alford and 1. Oh, goodness gracious. 19 now for Alford. And a steal from behind. It was taken away clean by Begley. Alford in transition. Another 4 in the third for the remarkable Alford. It opens up a 14-point lead. Oh my goodness.
That's the strength of Alford. He's going to either get fouled or create something.
Absolutely incredible. Bryce Alford with 36 and a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
What great moments in the history
little
of New
guy.
Mexico, and I think Robert and I were Portnoy. You know, he's the voice of the Lobos, and you made him. He was part of the resume was he got to do Bryce Alford.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to let you.
Yeah.
Tell you when you talk to him, it's all his success is because of you.
Tell him, yeah.
But you know, you look at your high school career. I mean, if I'm correct, you averaged 37.7 and 1,050, single season record holder for the state of New Mexico for scoring. And but here's the biggest thing that they did was on all those tapes that we just saw and all those things, fans in the stands. I mean, it was that. I mean, all your careers. I mean, every game you went to, the state of New Mexico was there.
That was the coolest part to me was after my junior year, I kind of started to make a name for myself and I had a good year. But my senior year, when I started to do the things I was doing, I was averaging 40 for a long time. I was second in the nation in high school in scoring. And people started to notice that and they started to get excited about it. And people from all over the state were coming to watch our games. And I mean, the El Dorado games, the Sandia games, they were standing room only.
Well, I mean, the Trisco Heritage is about kind of. I mean, it didn't really matter. It was ever where, you know, you put a, you know, it was, you know, you go back to, you know, Kenny Thomas and AJ Ratliff, and it was like if you didn't get the game before the JV game.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you really know what you've done for the JV players because you know usually the JV players play with like 300 people, 400 people.
Yeah.
Well, they're in awe because there's actually
yeah.
people coming in and watching them and getting in anticipation of what's going to happen for the next game.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was so exciting to have that, and you know, even when we played in the pit, I only got one game in the state tournament that year, but the pit looked, you know, pretty packed. So very special year, my senior year.
Also, very fortunate to get to, you know, Coach Castile, a legendary coach himself, and he, you know, just nominated to the coach of the National Coach of the Year. So that's got to be something. That's,
Coach Castillo is awesome. He's helping me even to this day with different stuff of getting in the gym while I'm here in town and stuff like that. And obviously, I credit a lot to him for my high school career. he kind of allowed me to figure out who I was as a player. And you know, you mentioned guys like him and Mike Danoff in my AAU career early when I was really young. But just I've had a lot of really good mentors, from my dad to Coach Castillo to Mike Danoff to so many guys I can't even name. That really helped me shape who I was as a player at an early age.
And we got to speak with Marty Seiss. I mean, you know, he's helping with your golf tournament and doing things like that. But he was kind of the forefather of the AAU. Got Mike Danoff involved, and Mike is, you know, and it was so neat for you to come speak at, you know, at El Dorado to his team that he's coaching now.
Yeah, that's what's been cool too. Is I've been back here pretty much all summer. I've been doing my training here. And getting ready for my basketball camp and charity golf outing. But I've been able to speak to a number of different teams of, you know, high school and middle school guys, and just, you know, kind of give them my background, give them my story. I feel old now because some of the guys don't even remember, you know, what I did here. And but it's very cool. I've talked to Volcano Vista, I've talked to Hope, I've talked to La Cueva guys, I talked to, you know, your guys' AAU team, and it's just been cool to see, you know, these young kids who want to get better at the game, and you know, I just want to try to help them do that as best I can.
Well, Bryce, we're going to go to the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week and come back and talk more about Bryce Alford and what's coming up over the next couple of weeks.
Finding forward with the right hand, a left and then a right, and this one. By Sanchez, a right back on a right hand. They'll exchange it. Good combination now for Pitbull. There's. Torres says, let's go. He says, come get me. And the crowd will boo. And now, fighted this, hasn't he? Oh. There's a great combination. And now I think you're seeing this. Here, a minute to go in round one. And then a right hand. You see Ramirez switch. There's a good answer right back. That's a great combination for Griego to end it. Look at the quick combination. Nice left. Third round. 2 minutes to go in round three. Benavides puts Ramirez down. A shot to.
Gentlemen, your winner, the Pitbull, Josh Morris, ladies and gentlemen.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
Hey, welcome back to the Steve Davis Show. We have Bryce Alford, graduate of La Cueva High School, all-time single season leading scorer in the state of New Mexico, and then he graduated from La Cueva and his career started at UCLA. Kind of touch on that, and then for people that don't know, the leading three-point season, single season, and you have all those records. And I want to say, there's a lot of history at UCLA. That's a great honor to have.
Yeah, no, my 4 years at UCLA were awesome. Obviously very special being on a play for my dad, and had my brother as a teammate for 1 year, and then he joined the coaching staff, and 2 years playing with him. And but yeah, I had went to 3 Sweet 16s while I was there, and had a ton of individual accolades, and but just a really cool atmosphere at UCLA. You got 11 national title banners hanging above you, and I wouldn't have traded it for the world, but very, very special 4 years.
Well, very special. I mean, it was neat. And again, I want to touch on the fact that, you always mention Albuquerque in, every interview and the other, where they ask you where you're from, and you took a lot of pride in that. And again, that means a lot of your character and also what the state of New Mexico means to you.
Well, yeah, it'll always have a special place in my heart. I've always said that, and it's always going to be home for me. I'm always going to try to make it back here as much as I possibly can, and a lot of my best childhood friends are still here, and obviously I have my camp coming up here and my charity golf outing, and that's going to be something that I do annually here. So I'm going to try to get back here as much as I possibly can, but yeah, I'm always going to claim this as where I'm from.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about that. First of all, on the first annual Bryce Alford golf tournament, and that's this Friday.
Yeah, this Friday, like you said, first annual Bryce Alford charity golf outing. Will be all the benefits going towards the Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico. Super excited to get involved with them. And then the following Monday, starting July 29th to August 1st, will be my first youth basketball camp at La Cueva High School.
That's got to be exciting.
It's very exciting. I grew up going to my dad's camps, even all the way back from when we lived in Iowa City.
But that's your granddad too. I mean,
and
it always goes back. I mean, there's a history of Alford.
Exactly.
And you're just kind of
and my grandfather's coming down here to help me with mine, just in my first couple of years while I get it off the ground running. So, but it's going to be a great camp, and our golf outing is pretty much full at this point, and we got a ton of good sponsors, and we're going to raise a ton of money for the Boys and Girls Club, and the mission behind it is to sponsor kids through the golf outing to be able to come to my camp over the years, and just kind of combine the two, and just kind of give back to the community and raise as much money for kids that need it.
I got to bring your mom up on that, because she is the best fundraiser in the world, and you might want to speak on that for.
Well, she instilled that in me, her and my dad both. But my mom's a giver. We make fun of her because she'll give gifts out to people she doesn't even know, and she just started a gift giving company with my sister and my sister-in-law, and it's just in her nature. And she still to this day, my parents both give back to Special Olympics here in Albuquerque, and I wanted to kind of like I said, make a name for myself as a player, and now make a name for myself in the charity realm of giving back. And I just have a passion, for this community, and I want to, see it grow.
Golf tournaments this Friday, Paradise Hills. I mean, and that's that course is upcoming. It's changes now. I probably might even said the wrong name. It is Paradise Hills.
Yeah, Paradise Hills. Yep.
So that's. I'm glad you having it there.
No, it's from everybody I've talked to. A lot of people grew up going to, it was Desert Greens back in the day, but that's where people grew up going. And like you said, it's an up and coming golf course, and the golf pro over there is actually Jerome Espinoza.
I was going to bring him up, and La Cueva.
Yeah, he coached me for a year, and so it's great to get back with him and work with him, and but it's going to be a great morning there, and we're going to raise a bunch of money, so it'll be cool.
The next week is again that basketball. Can you still get? You need bodies, right?
Yeah, we got a little over 55 kids right now, which is a good number for my first year. It's just going to be a very cool camp. We're going to split it up by age group. Each kid's going to go home with a personal shooting evaluation from me. So through station work every day, it might not be the first day or the second day, but through 4 days of camp, you'll get through my station, and I'll look at each individual camper's shot, and there's different criteria that I'll have, and each kid will go home with a physical copy of a shooting evaluation from what they do well, what I think they can work on. They'll learn a bunch of different drills, and and have a chance to compete 5-on-5 and 3-on-3.
So you're going to have your own personal touch. Is basically what it is. It's not where you go to a camp and this is going to be Bryce Alford and you get everybody gets.
It's my camp. It's going to be. I know the people that are coming, they want their kids to spend time with me, and that's something that I learned from my dad through his camps. Is he doesn't have a camp and then go run off and hide and let his workers do the job. I'm going to be very hands-on with the kids, and I'll be there all day, every day. I'll try to spend as much time with each kid that I can, and I'll do a lecture in the morning for everybody, and then when they come back from lunch, we have lunch provided by Saggio's, which is awesome from them. And when people come back in the gym from lunch, I'll be kind of doing my individual workout that I would normally do, and they'll kind of get to see what I do for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then I'll kind of give a small lecture, and then we'll get back into it.
Well, Bryce, we're going to come back and talk more about Bryce Alford, also coaching clinic next week. I mean, you got a busy week.
I'm busy. I'm super busy.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Albuquerque Dragway is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks. Visit abqdragway.com for directions and a full event schedule.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Hey, welcome back to the Steve Davis Show. We've got Bryce Alford here. I know you're pro career. Let's touch on that just a little bit. You're Oklahoma, good minutes, got to play a lot of time. And I want to really touch on the speech you talked to our kids. When we were in AAU, that's a couple of weeks at El Dorado, and the point you like to go to the gym and practice by yourself, but when you go in, you have a purpose every day. You go into the gym. Kind of touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, like I was telling your kids is. There's a lot of guys who call themselves gym rats. I've always called myself a gym rat, somebody who is in the gym every day that they can be, and try to work on their game every day. And there's a lot of guys who will go to the gym and be there 2-3 hours, but they don't really get anything done. They shoot around a little bit, take shots that aren't game shots. They're not going game speed. And to me, to being a gym rat is you go to the gym with a purpose, like you said, every day, and you have an agenda. I'm going to get better at this today. I'm going to get better at this tomorrow, and you have an agenda for the week, and it can be 45 minutes. To me, I think a good workout, if you're going at game speed, at game pace, and working yourself, conditioning, and working on stuff that you're actually going to do in a game, you should be worn out after 45 to 50 minutes. So that's my goal at the end of every one of my workouts, is that I'm gassed through 45, 50 minutes. I've worked on what I need to work on. I've gotten better, and that's all I need. That's what I've figured out is what works for me.
So when are you going to Germany?
Germany is August 13th. I head over there, so very soon. Do my camp and stuff like that here, and then I actually get married August 11th, and then leave 2 days later. So heading over there, and I'll be over there for a few months, and a little more than a few months, but start my career overseas because it's exciting.
And good things happen there. And I know that you're the competitive nature of you. You want to be back and play in the NBA. I mean, that's your long time goal, correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's like you said. It's what I've dreamed of ever since I was a kid, and I'm not going to give up on it. And I think I'm very, very close. There's a lot of guys from the G League, that get call-ups, and I played in the G League the last 2 years, and I was one of the better players in the G League. My first year, I led the G League in three-pointers made, and I shot a really high percentage. And so, my resume is very good, and I'm very close. There's just a very fine line of guys who make it and guys who don't, and a lot of it's opportunity-based and circumstantial and stuff like that. But
And teams' needs.
exactly. So, circumstantial. It just depends on, the timing has to be right when you're a fringe guy, and you got to be playing well at the right time. And when you get your chance, everybody says you'll get your chance at some point. You got to make the most of it. But God willing, I get an opportunity, and if not, I'm satisfied with how hard I've worked at the game.
Plans after that? I mean, is it coaching in your blood?
Yeah.
The basketball camps kind of see you're building your resume and keeping in touch with why you're hot. I guess the word right now is Bryce Alford is at its peak of people wanting to know who you are.
Well, I'm never going to cancel coaching out of a possibility. I want to stay in the game. I love basketball so much, and it's been my life since I was born. I was born into a coach's family, so I've been around the game forever. And but hopefully, if I stay healthy, God willing, I stay healthy, I play for another 10 years. I still have so much passion for playing the game that I can't see myself doing anything else, in the short term.
One thing that again, I listened to your speech very in detail with the thing, but because you made this point about Thompson and Thomas is about moving without the ball. So is that something that you're really concentrating on? Is how to, usually you're a creator, which is big, and if you can create, it's always great. But learning to move without the ball is a hard art because you don't touch the ball.
Right. Well, that's, to me, my dad has instilled that in me from a very, very young age of the art of that. And it's a hard skill to learn, and it's one that can sometimes, kind of be put in the shadows because everybody wants to see what you do when you have the ball. But for instance,
and you got me watching. It's funny. After that, I started watching him and watched how hard because. You don't. Again, it's almost you don't know when that opportunity is
exactly,
and it seems like he's a streaky guy. He might get 4 opportunities and go for 12 points, 4 threes, and then he might be quiet but he's not pouting because he's not getting the ball.
Yeah, and for a guy like me, you have to be realistic and you understand. If I were to make it to the NBA, 95% of the time I'm in the game, I don't have the ball. It's a star-driven league, and you're going to have, the stars that have the ball, 90% of the time, the Russell Westbrooks of the world, they bring the ball up, it's a 24-second shot clock. They're going to have the ball the majority of the time. And you got to figure out ways you can help those guys without touching it. So many guys are very good with the basketball in their hands, but they don't know what to do when they don't have it. And that's something that I've learned and gotten very good at.
Well, I think that's a big learning experience because you've always had the ball. You've always been a point guard or number 2 guard, which you control the offense, and that, a lot of people can't get over that. They can't adjust because they got to have the ball, and they've been, you think about how many years you've been playing basketball. Sometimes it's hard to break that habit and say, I'm a role player now. That's basically what you become is a role player that with the ability to score at the time the opportunity comes with it.
Yep, you're right.
Real quickly, let's go through this week. On Friday, you got the golf tournament at Paradise Hills. Jerome Espinoza. Make sure everybody says hello, Jerome. And then Monday you start your basketball clinic at La Cueva. And then you go to the Coaches Association. Buster Mabry's got you in there. Go in and talk to your, listen to your speech because they're very good.
Yeah, it's Monday. I'm very excited to go do that.
What an honor.
Have about a 30-minute on court kind of shooting fundamentals segment, and then later in the night I'll have a Q&A for about 45 minutes. So I'm excited.
Real quick, I know I never do this, but I got to do this to you. Who's a better free throw, your dad or you?
He's got me in free throws, but you can't ask me that. You got to ask me 3-pointers.
Now you moved out to the 3-pointer.
You gotta scoot back.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, he's getting older. I mean, it's hard for him to see that, but he's still. I just wanted.
Free throws, he's got me. He'll always have me.
You wouldn't see. I remember a thing in practice one day that you know what I'll take you on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that or not, but so I just wanted to bring that up. So.
No, he's automatic from that line. That's a dumb bet for me to. I'm not that dumb.
All right. Hey, Bryce, thanks for coming on.
I appreciate you, Steve. Thank you.